Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Today, the New York Jets held another OTA practice, but it was the second practice where the media was actually allowed to watch. Robbie Sabo from Jet X was there. He joins us to give us his key takeaways from the Jets OTA practice. Robbie joins the show. You need to hit the like button, so let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jets fans. Show number 2 on the day. If you missed it earlier, check out the first show where we reacted to the big comments, big takeaways from Robert Saleh's media availability this morning. With that being said, let's dive right in, because joining us now to talk all things Jets and OTAs is a man who was at One Jets Drive earlier today, the co-founder of JetsXFactor.com. Robbie Sabo joins the show. What's up, Robbie?
A second show of the day. Damn, Jake, you are cooking.
I mean, we don't stop, Robbie.
Yeah.
I mean, we 2 shows Monday through Friday, and sometimes a show on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, who's got it better than us?
I mean, you're on fire, my brother. Yeah, OTAs was solid today. Predictable structure. I mean, I love the O-line. They're still going hard to me for an OTA section. Certain drills where I tip my cap and I'm like, okay. I mean, I like it. I really like what I'm seeing there. We'll get into it. A lot of guys stood out. Some guys, their stock is down. We'll spread the wealth.
So let's start with the news of the day from a transaction standpoint. How about Tyreek Cohen being signed by the Jets? I think he was wearing number 38, it was reported at practice today, and they apparently got him involved in the offense pretty early on. What did you see from Tyreek Cohen? What were your thoughts on the signing?
Yeah, I mean, it came out of nowhere. I missed the solid presser before practice, but I was there for JJ afterwards. To me, the first thing I think about is it doesn't bode well for Izzy. It really doesn't. The drafting of Davis and Allen, who both were tremendous today. I know it's not a live environment, but you could tell when an offense is run blocking well and has the concept down. And the first couple plays of teams saw both Allen and Davis take a misdirection. Allen with a misdirection type pitch where he cut it right up the gut, took advantage of the defense's over aggressiveness. Both those guys hit the hole hard. And when the Jets got them, I wasn't worried about Izzy. But this one makes me worried about Izzy. I mean, there's no guarantee Cohen's going to make it. He's a veteran. I like it from a overall standpoint, getting another body in there. He's tremendous in the passing game. He could still catch it and run with those rack opportunities. So I like it. Hey, man, he is short too when he's standing next to some of the taller guys, but he's put together. And I think Izzy's on watch here with that signing.
Saleh did say at his press conference, in their calculations, they expect 100 kickoff returns this upcoming year. And to put it in perspective, the Packers led the NFL last season with 31 kickoff returns. So a significant, to say the least, increase in the kick return game this year, which is why Saleh said they wanted to bring in Cohen, who maybe still has some juice left after not playing since 2020. I mean, if he's healthy, we know what he could do. That's obviously the key question. I mean, you look at the running back room. Do they just view him as only a special teams player? Do they view him as maybe a guy who can contribute as a running back as well? I mean, that's a crowded running back room. It's an interesting storyline that I'll watch this summer.
Yeah, I think he needs something to happen to make the roster because, like Irv Charles, if they view a guy as a special teamer only, he's still got to be somewhat attached to a position group. So Irv Charles, receiver, Cohen, running back, and if you view those guys, it's more than just three guys on special teams, long snapper, punter, kicker. So I think he's got to clearly beat out Izzy, or there has to be an injury somewhere along the line for it to happen, because if they don't have Cohen, they still have plenty of kick returners with Corley or, one of the backs, Izzy even. But it gives them another option, especially in the return game.
No question. So we'll talk more about Cohen as we move along here, but why don't we kind of just ask you this open-ended question, Robbie? What to you were some of the biggest things that stood out? And then I'll follow up on some of the interesting things that you say in response to my question.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing, thinking about stock up, stock down, very early in OTAs, obviously, very early in the process, but stock up right now. Kenny Yeboah, he is zooming past Rucker, not on the depth chart, but in the mold of the pass receiving tight end. He's quick. He's getting a lot of love. He's getting a lot of looks in certain packages from the Jets, from Rodgers, and his route running looks crisp and it looks solid. So Yeboah is really on the rise. Rucker, I don't think he's in any danger of not making the roster. Of course, he's a good blocker, but watch out for Yeboah as number 2 tight end in the pass game.
Interesting.
Yeah. Watch out for Yeboah. It seems like Rodgers really loves him. Had 2, 3, 4 completions, notable ones today. Interestingly, the one incompletion was in red zone, where nothing was open. Rodgers, perfect pass along the back line. Nothing was open. And he placed it right in Yeboah's breadbasket, chest level. Kind of a semi Willie Mays over the shoulder, worrying about the end line in the end zone. Quincy Williams with the greatest coverage. So it's really a PD, not a drop, because Quincy was right there, turned his head at the right moment. But that's one Yeboah is going to want back. I think he's going to want to hold on to that one. And if he does start holding on to those, the Jets might have something with this kid.
If you're tuned in live, hit the like button. If you have a question for Robbie Sabo, who was one of the few Jets reporters at today's OTA practice for the media, make sure you submit it via Super Chat, and it will be read as quickly as possible. So I was reading that Aaron Rodgers had a pretty good day, and then the offense failed to score in the red zone at the end of practice. I also read from some of the beat reporters out there, Robbie, tough day for Alan Lazard. So let's first start with Rodgers' performance and then talk more about Lazard.
Yeah, Rodgers is a stud. He just reads it perfectly pre-snap, post-snap. He knows exactly where he wants to go. I mean, even the dump offs, even the quick 5-yard outs are brilliant, and they don't look great, but they're brilliant because there was one out route. I forgot who it was to a receiver, but I said to whoever was standing next to me, he was late on that. He was actually late, but Rodgers being late on a quick timing 3-step out route, it is still on time. It's still fine. And he was late because he was trying to find something else downfield and couldn't find it. And his last outlet was to the left, and he threw it before even looking. Like, he looked at the same time as the motion was coming. So Rodgers, listen, he takes what the defense gives them. And, if you look in Green Bay, what was the Green Bay offense's identity with Rodgers? They didn't really have one. It's because the elite quarterbacks take what the defense gives them, and that's what he does. In red zone, Lazard, 2 come to mind right away. One where Quantez Stiggers was all over Lazard, great coverage, and it was a back shoulder front pylon. So we'll call it a flag, a back shoulder flag route. And it was a good ball. It was placed nicely, but he couldn't separate from Stiggers in time. So he couldn't even get his hands on the ball, and it just went right by him. The other one was a catch. It was low, thrown a little low on the other side. I forgot who was in coverage, but there was enough separation where as long as he caught the ball, it would have been a touchdown, but he dropped it. It was shin level. And, if you're asking your starting receiver to make that catch, he should make that catch.
Starting offense had 1st and goal, did not score from the 10. This is from Connor Hughes, Robbie. Yeah. Incompletion to Alan Lazard. Correct. Failed back shoulder. Incompletion to Kenny Yeboah. Good coverage by Quincy Williams. Incompletion to Alan Lazard. Drop at pylon.
Yep.
I mean, look, it's one practice. The media's only been at 2. Obviously, Lazard could have been killing it in these other practices and no one would know. But at what point do we just say, this guy stinks and he shouldn't be on the team? Do we get to that point before the year starts?
I mean, you could get to that point, no question. But there's still a long way. Lucky for him, there's still a long way before we get to that point because you always need bodies. Having enough bodies is always the first priority. And not only is he a body, but he's a body who is familiar with Rodgers. So can I see a point in which everyone just throws their hands up and says he just doesn't have it, Rodgers included? Sure. But, for example, Corley, and I spotted it. Actually, I thought it was Garrett Wilson at first. I saw number 17 walking off the field with what looked like to be a trainer, someone from the medical staff. It was walking fine, no big limp. And I thought it was Garrett, and it turned out to be Malachi Corley. I should have looked at the biceps. So Corley left early with an injury, returned to the sideline, no helmet, didn't participate. I don't know if any news dropped about his injury afterwards, but that's just a perfect example for Lazard. You're going to need bodies.
Yeah, I don't know. Corey Davis is still out there. Can we just bring him in?
If you could bring another guy in, go for it. And what's up with Lazard's contract? I forgot what it was. If there was there's
June an out 1st, after this year. There's no way to get out of it. Like, they're going to take a huge cap hit either way.
Yeah, but wouldn't they take a lesser cap hit if it's before June 1st? I'm trying to remember.
I think it's guaranteed.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Is it fully at this point?
I think because I think Salah kind of let the quiet part out loud last year when he's like, he's going to be on this team for at least another year.
Yeah, no, I was 2024. I got to look into that, but yeah, it's very hard to think. It's very hard. It's very hard to think he's going to be gone at any point.
I'm rooting for him. I just, he stole money. He's the Tremaine Johnson of the offensive side of the ball for this team. That's how he was a healthy scratch last year. There's, Fialco would come on this show and break down tape of him not even giving effort. Like, I know Rodgers is back and maybe Lazard could show a pulse, but once again, anything they get from this guy is a bonus. And I'd rather them just bring in Corey Davis if you can get him for minimum money.
It's one of those things where the only remnants left of the try to attract Aaron to us era, which was fleeting, was Hackett and Lazard. I mean, and they signed Lazard well before Rodgers. So those are the two people who still remain from that. Hey, let's throw everything we can at the future Hall of Famer.
So Rodgers apparently hit Garrett Wilson for another unbelievable play downfield. I want your thoughts on that because you saw it.
I don't remember. I might have missed that one. You're looking at my phone trying to put a damn tweet through because the connection is awful sometimes. I don't remember that one, unfortunately. Let me try to look at my Twitter to see if I can remind myself. But I think it was a post. It was either a post or a 9 route, but I don't remember that one, unfortunately.
Here it is. Garrett Wilson just made a diving catch over the middle. He's so good at football and makes the hardest plays look ordinary. That's from Connor Hughes.
Connor, yeah, I don't remember it, unfortunately. I think I missed that one.
Man, what do we pay you for? No, I'm just kidding. Comments, questions.
I'm Lazard, baby. I'm Lazard.
You're the Alan Lazard of Jets content creators. Just kidding. Robbie's the best. JetsXFactor.com. We talk about Jets X Factor all the time on this show because they do tremendous work covering the Jets. If you want in on the conversation, best way to get your comment read is via Super Chat. We'll take some calls as well with Robbie Sabo. So, you look at, this offense here, and I was reading a lot of Tyler Conklin as well. We talked about Yeboah. It seems like the chemistry between Rodgers and Conklin is picking up where they left off last summer. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah. And, don't be shocked. Obviously, 11 personnel rules the roost in this league and for the Jets, but power running, 12 personnel is going to be a thing. They are going to run a ton of 2 tight end situations and packages. And that means Conklin, that means Yeboah, that means Ruckert, that means Kuntz, Sefcik, this undrafted kid who's more like an H-back who could play the role of backup to Bawden right now. They got enough talent in that room with fullback and tight end to be really versatile. And Conklin, he's no Kelsey, he's no Kittle, but he is damn good enough to put up a top 7, top 6 tight end season in the NFL, especially with Rodgers.
I did see that DJ Reed had a nice day today. Your thoughts on his performance, and obviously the question that every Jet fan's wondering: Reed, can they extend him? Michael Carter, can they extend him? I mean, I would like them to extend one of these guys before the year starts. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so Reed, his highlight of the day came on a deep ball. I forgot who the target was. You could probably find it from Hughes or whoever was on it.
I think it was the Garrett Wilson.
Maybe it was Garrett. On the right side, DJ's the left corner. It was a deep ball. But the dirty little secret of this one is Rodgers underthrew it. Garrett had separation on Reed, and Rodgers underthrew it just a tad. And an underthrow from Rodgers is not an underthrow from Zach Wilson. It was still a play. It was still, still had a shot to go. But Garrett beat Reed. He beat Reed, not badly, but this is the NFL. Cornerbacks will get beat at times, even the best. And Rodgers he's looking down the middle of the field, maybe slightly to the left, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And he came back knowing he wanted to go to the 9 route the entire time. It was just a little behind. DJ Reed broke it up, celebrated. But it would be interesting to see if Rodgers was on point with that one.
Tyron Smith apparently mowing dudes down from what I was reading. I also read that Carter Warren was getting an opportunity to play with the starters today because Morgan Moses is still, being worked back in slowly, of course, coming off the shoulder surgery. So your thoughts on Carter Warren and Tyron Smith and just the O-line as a whole so far?
Yeah, I mean, again, I said bodies before. They have a lot of heads in the O-line room, and in positionals, it really shows. And I love the stuff they were doing today with bungees, trying to work on foot speed with balance. And again, they're not taking it easy. It's not a country club. This was a thing I mentioned months ago. I wanted to see how hard they took things this summer. Obviously, the CBA has limitations, but they're doing the right things that I like to see, especially with the O-line. Carter Warren, yes, he's going to be battling Olu. He's still got a long way to go, Carter Warren. And interestingly, when watching him, you look and he's had knee injuries, knee issues in the past, and he's got some thin legs. So I wonder if he has trouble with that sometimes. The upside's still there, but it's going to be an uphill climb. I think he's perfect at number 4 tackle on a roster, and then see if you could develop him some more.
Mike D's nuts with our first super chat. He says, just wanted to say to Robby, I believe he wanted to say hi, but he forgot the right hi.
An explosion of a greeting.
Yep. Are you aware of what Mike D's nuts brings to the table, Robby?
Tell me.
Well, he typically gifts memberships, and when he does, we play this.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's nuts for another gifted membership.
You got to add the you ever see the MMA clip where the big heavy dude gets kicked in the nuts harder than any nut shot I've ever heard in my life?
We're always looking for suggestions on how to update the Mike D's nuts video.
Oh, dude, I'll send it to you. It is you want to cry. It's the worst. Actually, I think I superimposed Joe Douglas's head on one of them when he just destroyed the Panthers in that Darnold trade. I'll send it to you.
We appreciate that. Hit the like button if you're tuned in live right now. There's almost 300 people watching live. If you have a comment or a question for Robby, we will address it on the show. Today's Jake Asman show is presented by my own Patreon channel. Robby, I'm doing a group buy for Jets Texans on Halloween, Thursday Night Football. And if you want in on the action, patreon.com/Jake Asman show. Sign up, message me there on either Patreon or the Discord. We will make sure we reserve a ticket for you. We have to let the Jets know how many people are coming. So please let me know if you're interested in going to the Texans game with your fellow Asmaniacs on Halloween this year. All right. You ready for some calls, Robby?
Let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who's just 12 years old, but you wouldn't know that because he's full of great knowledge. Connor Long, first up today. Hello, Connor.
Jake, Robby, how you guys doing?
What's up?
Yes, Robbie, you've been very vocal on Yaboa's success today, and I have a question related to Izzy too. Now with, obviously you said Yaboa looked great and pass today. Where do you see Kuntz falling on this Jets roster? I mean, I can't see him making the 53-man right now.
He could easily still make it if they're going to carry 4 tight ends, but it's going to be hard to carry 4 because you want to keep Bowden. And again, that's not guaranteed. Bowden's not a guarantee, but Kuntz is firmly number 4. And remember, he got drafted last year and didn't make the 53 coming out of camp last year. He was on the practice squad, which is very rare for a drafted player. But I think you're right, Connor.
Now, obviously Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen, 2 names that the Jets drafted, and they bring in Tyreek Cohen, as they might want to use him on special teams for kick returns and stuff if injuries. Could you see a scenario where Izzy's playing for his 2024 roster spot?
Yes. Is it likely that he's going to get cut? No, but I think he's definitely battling it out because they have enough guys. Then again, this is running back, and injuries happen to running back, more so than any position other than offensive line, in my opinion. So he's battling, but I'd say Cohen is still the odd man out right now.
Now, where do you see the Jets? Lazard didn't have a great day today, and he seems to never have a great day. How could you see the Jets utilizing him in 2024?
It's interesting. They had, because Corley left early with the injury. I still don't know what it was. I don't think it was major. Mike Williams still isn't practicing. So you have Garrett and pretty much everyone else. You got Garrett, Xavier Gibson, and don't sleep on Xavier Gibson, by the way. He had a good day today. What was the route he caught? He caught a deep one from Rodgers at some point early in teams, motioning him everywhere. So Lazard, he's just a necessity right now, I guess, in terms of he's a default, I should say. He's a default starter at this point. In terms of his specific role, I see him as a clear backup, a clear bench guy to Mike Williams.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the receiver room right now, like it's set up for Corley to be one of the starters, and then don't sleep on Brownlee and Gibson playing a bigger role than a lot of people probably realize this year.
Yes, I think Gibson's gonna. The way I think they view it is they have 4 starters. Garrett is the Z. They might call him the X in their offense, but I look at the Z as the flanker, the guy who could go in motion, do a little bit of that. He's the Z or slot. Corley is also the Z or slot, but he's the X factor. He's the move around guy much more who could take a handoff. Mike Williams is the X, stationary, outside boundary. And then Xavier Gibson, number 4, is the do everything guy, screens and jet motions and orbit motions and all that stuff. So I know only 3 are on the field at the same time, but they have 4 really good guys that they trust.
Good call by Connor. Connor's one of our best callers. I love it.
Yeah, Connor's the man.
Eric with a super chat. He cuts the line. Any news on AVT? How is his recovery going?
Nothing that I've heard of recently. I think it's weird. You watch these OTAs and then you kind of forget about guys. Like you don't see Brees out there participating in teams. You don't see Mike Williams, Jordan Travis, obviously. And AVT is one of those guys, Reddick. And then AVT is one of those guys too. I've not heard anything specifically, but I wouldn't worry about him one bit.
Bang Mateo says, Jets didn't need Bowers because of Ruckert not aged well. What are you talking about, Bang Mateo?
Bowers? Oh, Brock Bowers, jeez.
What are you talking about? They didn't need Brock Bowers because they needed to protect Aaron Rodgers, and they got Olu Fashanu. It had nothing to do with Jeremy Ruckert. I happen to think that Ruckert could still be a contributor, and I think Conklin's underrated, and maybe Yeboah could take a step if he truly does have this chemistry you're talking about with Rodgers here. But like, what the idea that Bang Mateo is going to say because Yeboah is getting some snaps in the passing game in front of maybe Ruckert, right? That they didn't like this proves that they should have taken Bowers somehow. Good God, Bang Mateo.
Yeah, folks.
Bang my head against the desk here. It's such a bad take.
It's week 2 of OTAs. Like, yeah, we're analyzing OTAs here.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. You could play the drops anytime. We're analyzing OTAs here. It's one session, this is how football is, and this is their formula. Keep fans wanting more. You can't see it in OTAs, camp, 1 game a week. I want more. Everything's either all bad or all good. Don't sweat it. Rucker could still easily be the number 2 in all facets of tight end play, even though Yabo is getting looks and getting love right now. But in terms of today, in terms of what I'm seeing, Yabo is taking some strides, and that's a good thing.
I mean, also, you have to remember this too, people. For all we know, Rucker had the same opportunities yesterday, and they're giving Yabo an opportunity today. This is the only practice this week that was open for the media. There was only one last week. The Jets have had about 4 or 5 of these where the media hasn't been there. So we don't know if maybe today was just a Yeboah day and tomorrow's a Rucker day. You got to factor that in the conversation too.
Correct. And at this point in OTAs, what they should be doing, there's no clear cut first team, second team, third team. First of all, I shy away from talking about that because they really don't like to talk about personnel packages and stuff. Some folks do, and that's cool. I mean, I do too at times, but they rotate. There's a constant rotation going on at OTAs to see who could contribute, to see who could mesh in well with a certain player, and that's what's happening.
I think that's great. Comments, questions, super chats. Joe Baxter writes in, as much as I love summer, I can't freaking wait for the season to start. I love summer too, but I'm ready for some Jets football. Can't wait.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and by the way, I sent that nice nut shot to you on StreamYard chat.
I'll have to take a look.
Yeah.
And if we could play it in a future episode, we will.
I don't know if you get dinged for that one. That'll be you'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, I got to test it first.
Yeah.
YouTube is cracking down on the copyright nonsense. So don't get me started on that.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Tanking says, I hate to mention this, but if we get an injury at the offensive end, we end up extremely thin. Do you agree, Robbie?
Offensive end, a position, or just offense in general?
I think he just means on that side of the ball.
I think interior offensive line is a concern at this moment with an injury because you got Schweitzer and then, who you trust after that? Hansen, Glazer, Newman.
Newman.
Yeah, hello, Newman. I think that's a little bit of a concern. Receiver, I'm only worried at receiver if Garrett Wilson goes down. That's it. Mike Williams kind of hurts too, but only Garrett Wilson. Tight end could be a bit of a concern. Running back, no. Obviously, Rodgers. So yeah, there are some spots, but I don't think it's dire, because if there's one good thing, really good thing Saleh does, it's development and personnel. And I think a lot of these youngsters, McGregor, the edge from Michigan, I see some flashes out of him. The other UDFA, the tackle, I forget his name, Leonard. There's guys that they're not counting on, but they're in the running to contribute and to take a step. So, just when a guy gets hurt and you're like, oh, the season's over, another guy's going to step up. And that's what football's all about.
How about Will McDonald, by the way? I did a video on him yesterday where Ulbrich talked about how he looks like a different player, essentially year 1 to year 2. And if you look at McDonald's first year and compare it to Jermaine Johnson's first year, a lot of similarities. Do you see Will McDonald taking a year 2 like leap that Jermaine did this season with the Jets?
I see him taking a leap. Will it be Jermaine like it? That'll be interesting, because how much can he play in the base? I don't know at his weight. But interestingly, he did make a nice run stop today. Again, it's not live, so they're not tackling, but he made a clear, nice run stop from his right edge position. I forgot who the ball carrier was, but it looked to be like a mid to outside zone. And I don't know if he beat his guy inside or outside based on my angle, but he was in the backfield, and it would have been a TFL. So shout out there. And then interestingly, after the practice, Jermaine Johnson was available to the media. Connor Hughes, shout out, great question. I was thinking about the same thing. Asked him about if he feels comfortable about playing in the inside on the interior. And coincidentally, I wrote an article on JetX a couple of days ago. Without JFM, Saleh's philosophy, big man on the outside, move him to the inside and sub package, is out the window. They don't have that tweener who could play D end and base, D tackle in nickel and dime. Jermaine last year showed B gap at times, standing up as a linebacker. But don't be surprised if you see him get bumped down in certain sub package situations. So you have McDonald and Reddick on the outside, and Quinn Williams and JJ on the inside. That might be the foursome, the grade A foursome for them this year.
It's like a NASCAR package rushing the quarterback there.
Going back to OC and Tuck, yeah, man, that's a sneaky package to watch out for.
More of your calls right now. Joining us is a former New York Jet great. Kyle Clifton is on the line. Hello, Kyle.
What's going on, Jake? How are you? Robbie?
Hey, Kyle, the all-time leader in tackles in Jets history.
That's correct. I had the opportunity to go check over the cap while you guys were talking about Lazard before.
Yep.
And it looks like at June 1st, we gained no savings by cutting him.
That's
so it looks like he's going to be the valet for this year for Rodgers if he shows any value whatsoever. And then I think as of June 1st next year, you can save $11 million by getting rid of him.
Okay.
So that's probably the way to go.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I got.
I think he's on this team to at least begin the year. The question's going to be, what happens if he's just like a useless player? Would they actually cut him? Is he going to be healthy and active? They're going to give him a legitimate chance, though. They're paying him a lot of money. Rodgers is going to tell everyone that he could fix them. So that's a storyline to watch this summer.
Yeah, and listen, no one is thrilled with him, starting in the 11 personnel, but you could do, let's be honest, you could do a lot worse as him as the fifth guy in your team, as the clear backup to Mike Williams.
100%. Comments, questions, super chats. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. We're talking to Robbie Sabo for another 13 minutes or so. He was at the Jets OTA that was open for just the media, and he has given us his takes, his top takeaways. So if you tuned in late, rewind to the beginning because Sabo giving you the breakdown. Let's continue with your calls right now. Tim from Fishland's up next. Hello, Tim.
What's up, Jake? Hey, Robbie, I got a question for you. So how does Jamie and Sherwood look in practice?
Yeah, actually, that's a good call out. He actually looks pretty solid.
All right, because my thing is, I like CJ, don't get me wrong. He's the captain of the defense, but I think he's getting longer in the tooth. If you look at that Cleveland game last year, Njoku burned him multiple times. So he could be a liability. I'm starting to think he's more like kind of how Bart Scott was in his later days. Put him down on running situations, first and second down, and then put a linebacker that could cover out third down.
What's interesting about Sherwood is he's kind of like Mosley. I mean, yeah, he's athletic because he was a former DB in college, but he's more cerebral. Like the reason why he's the backup Mike, if Mosley were to ever go out, he's the guy with the headset, Sherwood. If Mosley were to ever be out, is he's cerebral. He's very attentive to things. He's coachable. Again, athletic, but not super athletic. And same thing with Mosley. So it's a good call out. He was solid today. I saw some things, run fills.
Sherwood went to a high school in my town.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, down in Stewart, Florida. It's called Jensen Beach High School. But other than that, Jake, I'm going to try to do the Discord thing with the old Madden challenge.
I love it, Tim. Go get him. Tim from Fishland challenged King Lowski to a Madden competition.
Ooh. When's this happening? Is this the current version, or are they waiting for the new version?
I don't know. I'm assuming the current version, but that's for them to decide.
Interesting.
Yeah. You a Madden guy, Robbie? You play Madden?
I used to.
Yeah, me too.
Growing up, I mean, Madden, NHL, the NHL series was my favorite from EA Sports. NBA Live, dude, NBA Live 95. I just dated myself. 2005 was good too. Let's say 2005. They were all tremendous. But these days, they just, I don't know, they lack the charm.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. They still make them every year, and they do quite well.
I'll tell you what, though. I kind of want to buy a console to play the new college football game at least once. Because that's been a long time coming.
I mean, it never should have left. About time.
No.
NCAA football, it's back.
It is back.
Speaking of back, Allen Alert is back.
Allen Alert, Allen Alert. Hi, Joe Alt from the 9 teams in front of us. Allen Alert.
Hello, Allen.
Afternoon, boys. Robbie, go Panthers, by the way. Hope they win tomorrow night at your garden.
Dirty bastard, you.
I know. That's what I am. But trust me, Jake agrees with me on that one. Okay.
At least on the Panthers, I do, yes.
Jake, how could you do that to me?
Because I'd be a fraud if I said anything different.
Now, what if it's Rangers, Edmonton?
But this kind, he's pretty good. Couple of comments on two players. I worry about Jeremy Ruckert. It's his third year. I don't see much improvement in him. I also worry that a round later in the 2022 draft, the Cowboys took a kid who's going to be a top 10 tight end this year in Jake Ferguson. So I worry about Ruckert as a fringe starter. I don't see much in him.
How do you worry? But Alan, how do you worry about him or say he hasn't improved yet? Like we haven't, year 3 hasn't started yet.
I think he's an average football player. I don't think he's anything more. I think he's a 25 to 30 catch guy, maybe max. And the Cowboys took a guy who's a 75 catch guy in Jake Ferguson. That's the first point. Secondly, on Jody, and this is what frustrated me about this draft. This draft, all I heard about is how great it was on receivers and offensive linemen, yet they only took one of each. And they took 2 running backs. And I worry about the depth in both positions. Again, when you talk about Mike Williams, you don't know what player you're getting in September. And I still believe they're a receiver short. And as far as the offensive line is concerned, unless they're getting something great out of maybe a Brady Latham or one of their other interior guys, I just don't see a lot of depth there. That's a major problem for me. And one final thing on Jody, $54 million in dead cap. He has to take the blame for that. That's a reason why they didn't go out and get a Tyler Boyd. And that's why they didn't go out and get another safety. So as much as people praise him, he's definitely made some mistakes, notably Alan Lazard, who's going to be on the bench making $12 million a year.
Robbie, respond to Alan's points.
Okay, Ruckert, number one, it's still early for him. Could you be right in the end with you don't see it? You're talking about the receptions? Yes, but I think only in the pass catching area. Tight ends, there's so much more than just catching passes and running routes. And he's not the pass catching type vertical threat tight end. He never was. He never will be. He's not that guy. He's a balanced tight end where, he's a Michael Mayer. He's not a, throw anyone in there. He needs to block. He needs to be in line. He does a lot more.
Right. And he's also never had a chance to actually contribute and put up stats because he's been buried behind Conklin and Uzama. He's going to get a chance this year.
Correct.
If he's not playing significant snaps this year, then sure. All right. He's probably not going to pan out to being a good tight end in this league. He's going to be a journeyman backup type, but we're not there yet. Let's see. Tight ends typically take a couple of years to be good anyway. It takes a few years. So let's be a little more patient on Ruckert before we write him off on May 29th. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Ferguson's more the vertical threat. I mean, he's not that overly big. He's more of a receiver, let's be honest. And Ruckert's a traditional tight end. What else did he bring up? The interior offensive line, I agree with you. Get another body. McGovern is still out there, I think, right? Connor McGovern.
He brought up the draft, how they only took 1 lineman and 1 receiver.
Okay, well, I know Jets fans don't want to hear this, but drafting 2 running backs, part of that is because of the future and the cap and the way the world in the NFL. Brees only has 2 years left in his contract, and running back is very devalued. No one wants to hear this right now in OTAs. I get it. But if they can't sign him to what they think is right, then they have 2 backs. One of them, they're hoping at least one pans out. So position drafting is not just about this year always. So I'm okay with the way they went in the draft. Would have been nice to get another interior lineman or a interior lineman. Yes, a receiver, sure. But the guys, if Stiggers pans out, how can you get on him? I mean, if Stiggers is great, then it's a great draft. Then the dead cap stuff, yeah, no GM's perfect. No GM is 100%. The dead cap, it's tough you can't judge dead cap based on just dead cap money. You have to judge it based on the transactions. How much money did you save while creating that dead cap? That's the formula.
I also think, too, they didn't have a 2nd-round pick. So that also kind of skews things, too, when it comes to, tackles and receivers. Like, I would have liked them to take another receiver. I said this, in real time. So I don't think that's, a terribly unfair critique. I'll give these running backs they drafted, especially Braylon Allen looks like he's going to be a good player, a legitimate chance. But, sometimes it's best player available. And it's like, well, you already didn't have a 2nd-round pick, and then you traded up to get Corley. So You know, you prioritize premium positions early. Sometimes after that, maybe the board didn't match up where you're not just going to take a position for the sake of taking a position.
Yeah. And by the way, you mentioned early DJ Reed and Michael Carter re-signing them. I don't see Reed getting re-signed, at least not right now. But Carter, yes, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Man, hit the like button if you're tuned in. Good stuff there from Sabo. More of your calls right now before we wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Kevin's on the line. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Robbie, Jake, how you guys doing?
Look at that Gator hat.
What's up,
Love
man?
it.
Robbie, last time I spoke to you was a month ago, like a little bit after the draft. I spoke to you about my concern about us drafting the 2 running backs and not having a veteran. Does Cohen make you feel good at running back depth just in case if Brees goes down? I just wanted to hear your opinion.
No, not with Brees. You know, if Izzy or one of the rookies were to go down, yeah, but not Brees. In terms of veteran leadership, good point by you. Even if Cohen doesn't make the team, I mean, folks, the summer is a marathon. It's a season in itself, and what veterans, the wisdom these veterans can impart on young guys in the summer is big. So even if he doesn't make the team, that's a nice plus.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you, but it's probably just something for the time being to kind of get everything going. Playbook kind of help the running backs, the rookie ones.
Yeah.
So I was just curious. And then also last time, this is the sweatshirt that I wore for the draft. I had Tippmann over here. Everybody else signed it. I told you about number 41. Where is it? Right over here, messing up my shirt because he did it at the arm. How did he do today? Number 41.
What was his name again? I remember you mentioning him.
Man, I forgot, man. He's a jokester, but I was just curious if he's making much of an impact for the Jets or if I could start making.
Is that Knoble, number 41?
Knoble, yeah. I haven't heard much about that dude recently.
Awesome.
Okay. McCrary Ball, linebacker. Marcelino McCrary Ball's 41. I didn't see him at all today, to be honest.
All right, so he's still on my radar to get at him.
Gotcha. Next OTAs, I'll be on the lookout.
Gotcha. Jake, also my rep, he got back to me. Sorry, this and that. He said he got me on the next one. So I didn't throw him under the bus. I I'm a good guy. I let that go. I think I knew why. Maybe was flagged or whatever. But just the last point or whatever, because that all that food take stuff was a little ridiculous. I'm a chicken parm with pasta kind of guy. That's me. I love it. I don't have any issues with it. If it's a texture thing, which we saw on the Discord, seafood is acceptable, but with calamari and pasta, calamari is a little chewy. Does that go? Does it not? I mean, who knows? As long as the food tastes good, go for it. I'm still against gas station pizza at the end of the day.
Well
what
said.
The hell are you guys talking about?
Robbie, I would love to fill you in, but we'd run out of time. Let's just say the food takes on this show this week from one caller in the Dallas-Fort Worth area have been god awful.
Questionable? Okay, gotcha.
And you know what? Here's a quick recap.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
Yeah, that's
And here's another.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Peanut butter with what?
Salmon.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, one last call for you, Mr. Sabo, and then we will let you go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
Well, I love to talk and hate to type. Jake, when is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby. Hey, how you doing, Robbie?
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Jake. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Your intro song is gonna stick in my head all day now, Bobby.
Everybody says that. I'm very popular. Hey, I agree with you guys with who Conalone is a great kid. He's smart. And I did ask him the question if Evan was his dad. No.
I told you this, Bobby. You don't believe me. Sad.
I didn't know his wall was blue. That's why I thought it was that.
So just because Bobby, Evan had a blue wall and Connor called with a blue wall, you assume that Evan, who I told you was around 30 years old, was his father? Do I have you right?
Yeah, well, he could have it at 18,
It's you'd be getting busy early in life, Bobby.
Yeah.
You know
well,
that.
some people do. Robbie,
Sure. Yeah.
How do you like Allen, the running back?
I like him. He hits the hole. Both him and Davis. They flashed today and early because they're getting those opportunities and they hit the hole hard. They run hard. They hit the hole hard. I like it. It's a clear signal that they're going to be a power running team this year.
Does he remind you of Ron Dane back in the day?
Somewhat. Not really.
No?
To be honest, no. He's.
Oh,
I think he has. He's more athletic than Ron Dane.
Yeah.
I think he has a higher ceiling than Ron Dane.
What about Brendan Jacobs? Does he remind you of him?
Somewhat. It's just Jacobs was so unique, Bobby. Like he was
a big boy too.
Yeah, he was so tall for a running back. He's such a unique guy. Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that. Okay. Thank you very much, Robbie. You're awesome. And can I tell him something, Jake?
Sure, Bobby.
You know what I'm gonna tell him, right?
You're gonna tell him that you have your own show now?
Yeah. Yep. I had it way back in the past, but then I decided to bring it back. So we talk about everything. If you want
Is it part of the Jake Asman network? Like Howard Stern 101.
I wish we could do that. We should do that like Robbie Sabo does. He has the X Factor. He has everybody all over the place.
We rolling, Bobby. We roll. Hey, I'm gonna be a guest on your show one day, right?
You could come on anytime, if you want. I give you the link every time.
Bobby, why did it take for me to ask you? You should have invited me a long time ago.
Well, I just started it 2 days ago.
I'm hurt.
I just started 2 days ago.
Bobby, I'm just kidding with you. I'm messing with you.
Okay. Well, I take everything seriously.
No.
Relax, Jake.
I'm a good actor.
Robbie, are you in Jake's Discord?
Yes, I'm there. Yep.
Okay, I'll put it in the place I'm supposed to put it in. What's that place?
That's what she said, Bob.
Yes.
What's that place I'm supposed to put it in? Dana said it.
Shameless promotion tab in the Discord channel.
Yeah, well, I know. Oh, I know. Probably you put it in for Charles too, right?
Oh yeah, Charles loves to promote his show as well.
I know.
Put it in for Charles.
Charles Gorman. He always comes on. Oh, I'm having a show today about Batman and something else. Jets. So yeah, I gotta. If you want to come on, are you busy tonight?
Yeah, no, it's Bobby. We're gonna hit me in Discord. Discord tonight's gonna be a rough one. We'll find it.
Whenever you're free, just come up by.
Okay. We'll find
Bobby,
it.
have you decided on a name of your show? Is it called 6 to Midnight?
Oh wait, no, that's what Nick and Chaos is going on tonight.
It should be Bobby's World. Just make it simple. Bobby's World.
Bobby's World will be good. I like Bobby's World.
Is that the name of the show? Have we just decided?
Okay, let's see if Robbie. I got a trivia question. You know that cartoon character?
Bobby's World. Yeah, that's why I thought about it. Yep.
Who was the voice of Bobby?
Oh, now you're getting deep on me. I have no idea.
Okay, think of Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal.
Howie Mandel.
There you go.
Was he really?
Yes, Howie Mandel.
Wow.
The more you know.
I know my trivia. I things stuck in that head and they go away.
Yeah.
Well, you know that Al's a lion crap of crap. You should check out my new hat. The Jets are freaking awesome. Bobby.
Well, I'm excited for your appearance on 6 to Midnight with Robert Midnight, Robbie.
Yes, I may need to prepare myself in a unique way for that one, to be honest.
Yep. No doubt about that.
We'll see what I got lying around here.
Hold on. This guy is dying to talk to you. You got time for one last one?
Yeah.
All right. Purple Belt Mike, go ahead.
My man, Robbie, shout out to you, man. You do an awesome job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The only thing I'm going to say before I lose my cool,
yeah,
I don't want to hear anyone talk about Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is not a New York Jet. Olu is a Jet. Olu is going to be better than Brock. I don't want to hear shit from anybody about Brock anymore. Brock is not a New York Jet. Move on. Move on. Jets, baby. We're winning the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Mike, thank you. All right. Brock Bowers confirmed not a Jet.
Is there still talk about Bowers like go strong?
Well, by one guy.
Who's that?
The same guy with the awful food takes.
Jets forever?
And apparently Bang Mateo, too. No, I'm talking about Gary.
Okay.
And then Bang Mateo with his asinine super chat earlier.
Bang Mateo.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that, guys. That's not good.
Robbie, appreciate you joining us, man. What's coming up on Jet X Factor?
All the good stuff. Hey, and Underdog Jets tonight at 7 with Wayne. So hop over to Jet X tonight at 7.
There you go. Wayne Corbett, Robbie Sabo, talking Jets. What more do you need, people? Make sure you guys subscribe to Jet X Factor's YouTube channel to watch it.
We rolling.
Robbie, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, my man.
Later, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Sabo in his weekly spot a day later because he was at OTAs earlier and we had to get him on after that. Sarah writes in, who starts for the Broncos? Bo Nix, Jared Stidham, or Zach Wilson? Oh, it's going to be Bo Nix. I don't even know if Zach Wilson makes the team. I've said this. I think Stidham beats him out. I think Zach's the number 3 quarterback if they keep 3. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Hit the like button if you're tuned in right now. Make sure you turn on gift receipts if you haven't already, because you're missing out on a chance to be gifted a membership for free by just watching the show. That's how cool this audience is. Also, right down below, you'll notice a bunch of Jets gear from Fanatics. Get your officially licensed Jets gear from Fanatics. They are an official affiliate partner of the Jake Asman Show. So get your gear right down below. Gusbuster Hotline is open. We'll take more of your calls here coming up. What Jet topic is on your mind that you want to discuss? It is all on the table. Anything really on this show, as we've learned, is potentially on the table. Also, guest announcement tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, making his triumphant return to the show is this guy.
I hate this team. I hate them. I hate them.
Joe B. Oh, the pain. Bro. Joe Beningo will join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You're not going to want to miss it. It is going to be electric. All right. On that note, here's what we're going to do. Take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we rapid fire through more of your super chats and more of your calls as well. This is another exciting Jake Asman show. And man, oh man, do we still have a lot. And when I say this, I mean a lot to discuss.
The New York J-E-T-S Jets.
Come on.
Select Will McDonald, linebacker,
What?
Iowa State.
What the
Let's
fuck?
go.
I can't believe this shit! What the fuck
Hey, there we go. Light it up, Ricky. Yeah, let's get back to your calls right now. One of our favorites is on the Gusbuster Hotline. Ricky NY joins us now. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, Jake.
Hey, Ricky, how you doing?
Thanks for taking my call, Jake. I just finished smoking all the available weed in the panhandle, so bear with me if I collapse here in front of my personalized flag. Any chance you could send that boxing guy, Gary, to the Jameis Winston town? Maybe Gator can build a special hall for quarterbacks who throw more interceptions than completed passes. Well, not a Florida guy, but can go to Seminoles all the way there. If you got a whole lot, get all of them in there. I don't give a shit. Well, I think I got to relight this thing. Hold on a second. I just got this new blowtorch lighter. Let's try it out. Try it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Should have backed off that setting a bit. Anyway, Jake, I'll hang up for now and grab the burn tit again. Later, brother.
Oh, my God. Yo, Gator is different, man. That dude is different.
Let's keep going with the calls right now. It looks like, wow, I cannot believe this guy actually showed his face. A man who owes us 25 memberships in honor of 25 career interceptions by Zach Wilson. Hawk has called in for the very first time. Hello, Hawk.
Hey, Tyson, what's up, man? Hey, Jake, before you send me to the shadow run, let me ask Tyson about Zach. Tyson, don't you think we can keep Zach Wilson and just let him start the first few games? I mean, we all know the kid just needs another year behind center, and that'll really get him going. I mean, Cohen, man, you know he's freaking awesome, bro. Marvin Will.
Oh man, you're killing me.
Hawk, thank you for calling in, and we'll see you in the realm.
Into the shadow realm you go.
That's the problem with Aaron Rodgers. This guy is a cancer that's metastasized throughout the entire building in Florham Park. And I don't know why Jets fans can't see it.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
Whoa. You don't need...
All right, we're back right here. Jake Asman Show with you. Comments, questions, super chats. We had a Jake Quest sighting on hold, and then he dropped off. So Jake Quest, call back in. Come on now. All right. Also, Hawk, your days are numbered, bro. You have yet to gift a single membership, and you're running out of time. We're going to just send your rear end right to the hole all summer long. Better start gifting memberships. You owe us 25 in honor of each interception your boy Zach Wilson threw with the New York Jets. Shout out to Sarah, who says, thanks for the shout out, Jake. We love you here in H-Town. Go Texans. Hopefully you have power again, Sarah. Sorry about all the storms in Houston. That sounds brutal. We'll see you on 10/31 Halloween evening at MetLife Stadium. Jets Texans. Pittsburgh Mike says, Jake, my Huga House hat's dope. Wearing it right now. Love that. Which one did you get, Mike? The one on the screen, this one right here, this one, these two, the one Conklin's wearing. Appreciate you supporting the sponsor. Gonzo writes in, Jake/Robby, does the Tyreek signing open the door for an Izzy trade with a running back needy team like the Cowboys? I don't know if Cohen's making the team yet. We got to see what he is. I think we're way too early to really understand what his role is. So I wouldn't go that far. Maybe if like he looks good and Izzy's expendable. Maybe. Jets Johnny says, I can't believe it's only 25. I know. Well, the thing is, like, Zach had a lot of games where he played terrible, but he didn't have an interception. Maybe he only had a fumble, or he just had, like, barely threw it. Like, he had like 110 yards passing in a game they won. They beat the Packers against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau a couple of years ago. Breece Hall went off. They had a punt return touchdown, and Zach threw for 110 yards. It was insane. He threw for 150 in the win over the Bills that year. Like that's what we're talking about. I mean, Aaron Rodgers might have a quarter this year where he has 110 yards. Crazy. Comments, questions, super chats. First State Jets writes in, dude, it's May 29th. Calm down about cutting Izzy and Ruckert. I don't know if you're talking to me, but I'm the one telling you it is May 29th. So I'm guessing you're referring to someone in the chat. Probably Bang Mateo. He's usually the one responsible. Open phone lines if you want in. Here's what we're going to do. If you're a first-time caller, you've never called before, you won't have to wait. Right to the front of the line. So make your debut on the show. It's open. Matthias says, Bobby holds the belt after spanking Allen. Tough to argue. Tough to argue with that one, Matthias. You're not wrong. Open phone lines for those who want in on the conversation. Let's see. Gonzo wrote in earlier. Jake, does the Tyreek signing open? All right, I think I read that already. My bad. Pittsburgh Mike wrote in earlier about Lazard. We did talk about him, but for those just tuning in, can he bounce back this year? I'm not counting on Lazard bouncing back. All right. If he does, great. Would love it. But, I mean, is he technically wide receiver 2 to start the season? I don't think so. I don't think they'd play him over Brownlee. Also, Mike Williams is going to start the year on the Jets active roster. I don't think he's missing week 1. I think they're trying to downplay it and slow play it like they did Breece. Mike Williams got hurt week 3 last year, or week 4. I think he's going to be ready to roll. I do. Comments, questions, super chats. By the way, we added a Gary emoji earlier for those who didn't catch the first show. So we hit the channel threshold number with memberships where we could add another emoji. And Gary black eye emoji is our latest one. So check that out on the chat if you're an Asmaniac. Bobblenik says, Jake, how much are home opener tickets going for? I haven't looked. I don't know. I have not looked. J-Quest says, I'm at the big box store. Reception's awful. We demand, J-Quest. Also, Green Beans in the chat. GB, if you're around, we got to get you on for a couple minutes if you're free. Right to the front of the line for a Green Bean anytime. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt from Ohio is up next. Hello, Matt.
What's up, Jake? Can you hear me?
We hear you.
All right, perfect. I just driving. I got a quick question for you. I know we've talked about a lot of under the radar jets. Who is your biggest under the radar jet that no one's been talking about? I want to give you my pick, and then I want to give your thoughts. I know we've been talking about Brownlee. I want to talk about Zaire Barnes. No one's talked about him a lot, but I feel like he's one of those rangy linebackers that maybe they can plug and play eventually when one of these linebackers like graduate, like Mosley or anything like that. I know he plays on the outside, but no one's been talking about him. I don't know if Robby had anything to say about him earlier, but curious your thoughts on him and your underrated player for the Jets.
I don't know if he's going to have a real role on the team this year. Like, I think he's more of a special teams guy now. Like, what position is he playing on the team?
Yeah, I guess he's your reserve outside linebacker / like special teams ace, right? And then maybe next year he has a role potentially, right?
Maybe, but I don't think he's going to have a big role this year.
Yeah, maybe he's one of those guys like Sherwood. They just like that they stock in the linebacker room, super athletic, right?
Yeah, you certainly want some depth, no doubt. I said it the other day. I think Will McDonald is underrated. No one's talking about him. They moved JFM away. They have a brand new defensive line. Carl Lawson's not here. Like, Will McDonald's getting an opportunity to be one of their top 3 edge rushers. He's going to play a lot this year. Like, they're replacing 200 snaps in their defensive line room. Will McDonald's, no one's talking about him. He's going to play a big role. And Matt from Ohio's internet was crapping out, which typically happens with people calling from the car, but we got most of his call there. I don't think anyone's talking about McDonald, which is wild. He was a first-round pick. Also, you want to know another underrated player? Joe Tippmann. Rodgers is raving about Joe Tippmann. Talks about him being a leader on this team. Personality, smarts. Joe Tippmann's going to be a good center, folks. We can only hope he follows the rich history of the Jets at the center position. Hopefully he's the next guy. Keanu is up next, or is it Keanu? We find out right now. Which is it?
Listen, the first time I called in like 2 years ago, I wanted to say something, but I was like, I'm going to wait and see how long until it takes him to realize. No, it's pronounced like the actor. It's Keanu.
Okay, we weren't sure. There we go. It's Keanu.
I've been calling in for like over 2 years now. I was like, you know what? I'll see if he ever figures it out. But
we finally have.
Yeah, we know. So I heard some CJ Mosley slander earlier in the show, and I just wanted to ask you, Jake, am I wrong for thinking he had probably, like, arguably one of his best seasons as a Jet last year?
No, you're not wrong at all. I mean, I thought he had a really good year. Now, I think he was better 2 years ago, but he had a good season last year.
Yeah, he was a Pro Bowl. I don't know. I think he was so underrated, and I think that Quincy Williams breaking out as like this star linebacker in the league kind of overshadowed the year he had. I can't remember who called in and was talking about CJ, but pass protection was never really his strong suit. That was always the weakness for Mosley. But he brought up the Njoku game where Njoku torched our whole defense. Like, yeah, it was a bad look for CJ, but I mean, Sauce tried to cover Njoku that night, and he couldn't even cover him. I mean, he was just going off that night. But I just wanted to defend my boy because I'm a big Mosley fan, and I feel like he's like the guy that didn't get enough love last year, mainly because Quincy broke out right next to him, and so that kind of overshadowed the year Mosley had. But I thought he was a stud this past year.
Yeah, I agree with you. Good call, Keanu. I'm glad we established the proper pronunciation of your name. Let us know how the Matrix is as well. But like here's the thing too with Mosley. I even said this to him and he agreed with me when he was on the show in February. If CJ Mosley caught like the 5 passes that hit his hands that he didn't intercept, he would have been an all-pro again. Like that was the difference. He was still really good last year. He didn't have as many interceptions as he could have. He's like, man, if I caught some of them, I'd be on the all-pro team. You're right. He said that to me. Go watch the interview. So that's part of this too. I mean, we got to consider that. Mosley's still a very good player. Also, shout out to Green Bean. He can't call into the show because he's drunk on Virginia country roads. Terrible service. Love you. We love you, Green Bean. Green Bean being drunk. 4:20 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. What a legend. I love this man. Also, I can't wait. We got a long way to go, Green Bean. But I got my save the date in the mail the other day for Mr. O'Leary's big wedding. And I can't wait to sit at the same wedding table as you as we watch our guy Matt O'Leary get married. Oh, my God. What an honor to be invited. Jet set for life with a super chat. Lazard's body language and facial expression is 180 from last year. He looks defeated already. How do we know that? He hasn't spoken to the media and he hasn't done an interview with Jets.com or anything. How do we know his body language is defeated? We don't know that. I don't know if that's fair. You know, he's going to get an opportunity this summer. Green Bean has since clarified. He says, LOL, not drunk, driving. Was he drunk driving? Not drunk? Are you drunk, Green Bean? No one knows the answer to this. I don't even know if Green Bean knows the answer to this. NY Jets Florida says Bobby should be at the wedding. If you want to party, you got to invite Bobby Midnight to your wedding if you're Matt O'Leary. There's no doubt. FPP says, Jake, when are you showing Boomtown's all 22? It's coming soon. Not doing it today. But be on the lookout tomorrow or Friday. It's coming. Be alert. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the Gusbuster hotline right now is Ricky NY. Hello, Ricky.
Hey, Jake. I just got done smoking all the available weed in the panhandle, and you know how that goes. At any rate, hopefully I got the outfit right here to pay tribute to our guy Gator. He actually had this exact hat on when he made that video. Great work, man. He really put some work into that, and props to Gator. You guys do an awesome job, and man, you know it has to be the off season. You know, when we're arguing about who looks good and who doesn't in shorts in May, but you know what? It's all good. Everything's pointed in the right direction. We're going to have one hell of a year, and I can't wait for it. I just wanted to – I don't really have a Jets take. I just wanted to call in and tell you what a great job you do, what a great job Gator does. Shout out to all the Asmaniacs. Everybody have a great day. Go Jets.
How was the birthday, Ricky? Do anything fun for it?
No, I worked. It actually really sucked. But
I'm sorry to hear.
But it's all better now. I got the next 2 days off, so I'll get plenty of birthday celebrating in today and tomorrow to make up for it.
There you go. Shout out to Ricky NY. Happy birthday again to our guy. Let's see. Matthias says, how do I gift memberships? You, instead of sending a super chat, you hit gift a membership. Now, can you gift a membership from the phone? I don't know if you can. You might need to be on the computer. I don't know the rules with that one. Someone in the chat might know. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary in Texas. Hello, Gary.
What's up, Jake? I wanted to just clarify a couple of things. First, chicken doesn't go with pasta. The reason why it doesn't go with pasta is because it's disgusting. The reason why it's disgusting is because it's a weird texture thing, and you could put so many other things on pasta, like lamb or seafood or beef or pork. Why are you putting chicken on it? That's just weird, right? Like,
have you been to an Italian restaurant in the United States?
Many times.
And what are your thoughts on chicken parm with pasta, chicken francese with pasta, chicken linguine, chicken this, chicken that?
Yeah, these, like, I understand that people order them. And like my mom says, Maragon, no good. That's no good. It's no good. Like, I understand that people eat this. I'm not going to eat it because it's gross. It says they don't go together, right? Like, they don't go together. And I want to confirm, I did not say I put peanut butter on salmon. That's not what I said. I said chicken and pasta go together like peanut butter or salmon. Like, they don't go together. Something along those lines. I missed it. I was on the phone. I had a call. I didn't pause it. You had the chef on. I know he mentioned it. What did the chef say about the chicken and pasta?
He said you're a fool, essentially.
Is that paraphrasing, or is that like literal?
I mean, it's paraphrasing, but that was what he was saying. Yeah. Here's actually what he said. Chef Kevin wrote, "Chicken is delicious with pasta. I love you, Gary."
All right. So if you go to, you ever go to like a top-notch steakhouse and ask for your steak well done?
No, because I would never do that.
Because they wouldn't do it either. They would tell you no, right?
I don't know if they would tell you no, but they'd be frowned upon.
I don't think they're gonna, like, if you say I want my steak well done, they ain't gonna bring it out to you like that. They'll do it as well as they're gonna do it.
It's not even the same thing though, because
it's so the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Thing.
Because in America, you could go to any Italian restaurant and get a traditional chicken and pasta dish together. What you're asking for is not traditional. If you go to a steakhouse and say you want it well done, that's not normal. That's not normal. That's not what typically people order.
Because it's disgusting.
People typically order chicken parm and pasta, or chicken Alfredo, or chicken francese, and it comes with pasta.
If you went to a restaurant in Italy and asked for that, you think you're getting it? You think they're going to bring that out for you?
We're not talking about Italy, though. We're talking about the United States.
This is what I meant in the Discord, and this is why Johnny Quest could vouch for me, because his mom's from Italy, too. Like, there's a difference between Italian food and Italian American food. Like Peter Castro said in the chat, I want.
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay, so I understand that people in America eat it, and that's why it's Maragon.
Right, because it goes together. It goes together because it's delicious.
Peanut butter and salmon go together, right?
That's your favorite food item, apparently.
Yeah, that and gas station pizza are the two things that I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually had a Jets question. I just want to clarify that.
You did a great job clarifying it.
Yeah, I feel like we get nowhere with this.
We never go anywhere with you because you refuse to ever take the L.
What L am I taking? That chicken and pasta. That's
you know
so
what?
good.
You know what's sad? I actually did some research into this. You know what Brock Bauer's favorite food item is? Chicken parm with linguine on the side.
He's a country boy from North Georgia. What does he know about good Italian food?
How does that make you feel that your idol likes chicken and pasta?
And this is the thing, right? Like I told you, like, I'm trying to move on from Brock Bowers. It didn't happen. It didn't work out. He went somewhere else. The Jets didn't. I'm trying to move on from this, right? It's like I told you, like Kim Wynn ghosted me when I was like 19 years old, right? Like, what if like every time
the great Kim Wynn.
I try to get over at Kim Wynn. Someone's like, "Hey, look, here's some bikini pictures of Kim Wynn." Why do you keep doing it? I'm moving on. Like, Bowers didn't work out. Okay, we got Fasano. That's what we're going with.
You know what we need right now? We need Chef Kevin to set you straight. Kevin, please help us.
3D, my guy, man. I'm not gonna play you and say you don't season your chicken.
I absolutely season my chicken.
Even though you don't cook.
I don't cook.
You do cook?
I don't at all, really. I cook a couple of things, but I got married. My wife cooks, you know?
Understood. You're a lucky man. Solowski was right. You don't season your food if you don't cook. It's all.
I literally
Gary, I love
don't
you.
season my food. Okay. You're being, yeah. Literally, I don't do it. Okay.
So listen, for the thing with the different cuisines in Italy, I get you. I can't sit here and do some philosophical kind of stuff when it comes to breaking down food in Italy. All I could do is basically just be a middleman between you and other people. Now, texture stuff with chicken. Are you talking about grilled chicken, breaded chicken, Like, is it just chicken in general?
Yeah, well, like I said, like JJ mentioned that. Okay, like fried chicken, that's not really an Italian thing. They don't really eat fried chicken in Italy, so it's always grilled chicken, right? So like chicken on pasta like that, baked chicken, it's a weird texture thing. If you fried the chicken, okay, that's gonna take care of the texture thing. But like Italians don't really eat fried chicken; it's not part of their cuisine. I know that you can, but that's
chicken,
not like,
chicken
it's not
parm.
Italian food.
Chicken parm is breaded, sautéed, fried, has
chicken
crispy
parm
texture.
is an American Italian. That's American Italian food. Italian American, how you want to say that? It's not like chicken parm is not a typical Italian dish in Italy. It's they came over here. Chicken is a staple of our food, so they made chicken parm. Chicken parm in a restaurant in Italy isn't really a thing.
But that's not what we're debating, Gary. That might be true. Yeah. Your take is that it's bad, it's trash, it's not good. Right. And objectively speaking, that makes you insane if you're going to try and sit here and say chicken and pasta together is not good when it's the most commonly ordered Italian dish in this country.
Can I ask Chef another cuisine question? I hope we can all agree on. Cheese never goes on fish. Would you?
So check this out. All right, I'm glad you asked that question. Now, you would say no to a McFish with cheese on it from McDonald's, right?
Because I don't trust the fish at McDonald's, period. But I'll eat like fish and chips. Like I'll eat fried fish, but I wouldn't put cheese on it.
So then you're from the South too. Do you do cheese grits with your catfish? Cheese grits with your shrimp and grits?
Ooh, all right. You might
I'm a chef, man.
Yeah. No, chef, you're right. You may have gotten me there. Like that's not putting cheese on the fish. I'm not putting cheese on catfish. But like, do I have cheese grits on the side of my fish? Yeah, I've definitely done that.
That's a staple. You go to Louisiana, Emeril Lagasse. That's my Babe Ruth, Emeril Lagasse. He'll do the cheese grits with catfish. Now, if you're talking about grilling a piece of salmon and putting cheddar cheese on it, that might not be the thing. Maybe some people put peanut butter on it. That's not my thing. The cheese thing, I get it. I get it. But there's ways where you can incorporate cheese with seafood where it's not bad, like Parmesan cheese with your seafood fried diablo for the Italian people, right?
You sprinkle. I'm not like you sprinkle the cheese on. I'm not doing that either. Like that's just weird to me. Like I'm not eating that. Like I'm just not putting the cheese on it. Right? Like I have fish on pasta all the time, but I don't put the cheese on top of it because it's weird.
I get you. I'm not against it. Like lobster, you don't eat lobster with cheese or crab with cheese.
Yeah, that's what there's like lobster mac and cheese. Like that doesn't even sound appealing. I know people like it.
Yeah.
Gary, thank you. Chef Kevin, thank you. God, good God.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Unreal. All right, we got another chef in the house. Our guy Nico is out there. His YouTube name is what you see on the screen there, Charlie Chef. When we discuss food, I'll be the expert in the room. We got to get Chef Nico and Chef Kevin together, man. Two of our best jet chefs to tune into this show. Love it. Mother effing Chew, the first channel member to gift another channel member a membership this show. We're an hour and 17 minutes in. We're slacking, people. Shout out to Mother effing Chew for starting us off.
Choo, Mother effing Chew.
If you hear your name called, you have to thank one man, and that man is Mother effing Chew. Gerbo Fotius just received a membership. And you know what? Maybe the membership parade is about to start because I just saw this come across my timeline here. Jeffrey Malillo has gifted one channel membership, baby. Boom. If you hear your name called, you got it. Oh, wow. Look who got the channel membership. Green Bean Jets fan is officially an Asmaniac. A Jake Asman, Jasmine without the J, channel member. Let's go, Green Bean. Shout out to Jeffrey for gifting Green Bean his own channel membership. Mother effing Chew just did that from my phone. Did someone say Brock Bowers? I guess you can gift from your phone now. Mother effing Chew just proved it. And did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Yeah. Tremendous. Love it. All right. Jeffrey, super chat, gifted by Android. Ha. Still think you should be on an iPhone, Jeffrey, but I accept your super chat. Chef Kevin, I don't run from no chefs when I'm called out. LGJ. Maybe we need an Asmaniac cook-off this year between Chef Kevin and Chef Nico. Two of the greats going at it. Love it. Pittsburgh Mike says, fun fact, Gary raises chickens and he's just spreading awareness so we stop eating so much chicken. I figured it out. That's actually believable. Would it surprise anyone if Gary's raising chickens? Cosmo Kramer had a chicken. Gary's the Kramer of this show, one could argue. Sonny Crockett with a super chat. Football, gas station, pizza, chicken on pasta, and cheese on fish. The more you know, pal. LGJ. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Gary experience in a nutshell. You know, when it comes to great callers, Gary's certainly one of them. But this is one of our more OG callers that is on the line right now. Buckle up, folks. Here we go.
I mean, honestly, it's time for another V-Man call. I mean, honestly, I'm not sleeping.
Hello, V-Man.
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
No, I'm doing fine. You know, just finished visiting with my grandfather, and I'm just waiting around. About to head out.
You just sitting in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you by yourself?
No, my mother's here. She's just having a meeting with one of the person in charge, asking about my grandfather's well-being. You know,
love it.
Important stuff.
Say hello to V-Mom for us.
Of course I will. To be honest, cooking. You know, you talk about cooking, man. I've been getting better at cooking myself.
I would rather you cook for me than Gary. That's for sure.
Like I said, I kill making pork chops. I will say this. I am not my grandmother when it comes to making pork chops. If you remember her pork chops, I talked about it.
I remember you talking about them, but I've never had them.
What do you remember how I described them?
I do not know.
Do you remember? It was in the Patreon interview. I said they're so bad. I said the Islanders could use them for hockey practice.
Because they're that hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
She baked them in like one of those toaster ovens. Because when she got older, she became a hypochondriac, became a health freak. So she had to make everything overly healthy and suck out all the flavor.
Interesting.
Honestly, I got better with cooking as a way to connect with my roots. I make pork chops. I make obviously anyone can make white rice, but I make habichuelas guisadas. I make arroz con gandules. I make mofongo. I can make chicharrón de pollo. I want to learn how to make bacalaitos fritos. I make pinchos de pollo. I make paneer. I already said mofongo. I make tostones. Tostones maduros. A lot of traditional Puerto Rican cooking that I can actually make.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So I could probably match if it comes to Puerto Rican cooking. I could probably take. I don't think anyone would probably beat me in this chat.
So you'd like to enter the cook-off with Chef Nico, Chef Kevin?
Hey, if I'm cooking, if we're allowed to cook whatever we want, then yeah, I'll make something.
Are you hosting us for a cookout this summer?
No, I'm busy right now. I got a lot of things I got to do.
Of course.
Unfortunately, I was also looking at your meetup thing. I wish but I may be doing an event that day, so probably unfortunately no.
You may be doing. What event are you doing?
I was gonna do a fundraiser.
Are you hosting an event?
No, I was gonna go to an event. It was a fundraiser.
Oh, you said you may be doing an event. I'm like, what event are you doing?
I meant to say I may be going to an event that day. Or
I was gonna say I gotta compete with you for event space. I mean, this is crazy.
No. It's it's a cause. It's very important to me. So it's a fundraiser for that. So I might be doing that. I might not.
Makes sense.
Talk to you later.
That's it.
Well, I mean, honestly, I missed most of the show because like I said, I'm watching my grandfather in this retirement center. It's a damn dead zone.
Yeah.
So it's I wish I could have caught your call with Robbie Sabo, but I couldn't because, like I said, it's so hard to find a spot with good signal around there.
Do we have an update on the dating situation too? By the way, V-Man, we asked Charles this yesterday.
Nope, nothing.
No.
Nothing, you know.
All right. Well, keep us posted.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, V-Man.
I mean, honestly, Jake just hung up on me, and honestly, I'm going to go back to sleep.
Tremendous call from V-Man. I thought V-Man was hosting an event the same night I was. I was like, damn. V-Man trying to steal the Asmaniacs away from my Long Island event on June 20th. Come on now. Just kidding. I can't wait to meet V-Man. It will be an epic moment. Chef Nico says, I'm here and waiting, Chef Kevin. Oh, baby. We got to do some sort of cook-off now. Matthew writes in, Jake, how far in advance do you plan out the shirt and hat combos? Do you ever change your pants/shorts between shows as well and we don't see? If you wear a t-shirt for one stream, do you count it dirty? What a question. I don't plan it out at all in advance. I just, whatever I'm feeling. I'm required to rock the Huga House hat a couple times a week for the sponsorship agreement, so that influences the outfit. I don't know. I like showing off different Jets gear. We have the deal with Fanatics now, so I like to show off the different things that I have through them for you guys to get. And do I ever change my pants and shorts? Yeah, if I work out, maybe. What a question. TH3 Super Chat. Pol's Gisado is the best Puerto Rican dish. Jake, you should definitely try some. Pol's Gisado. I'm definitely mispronouncing that. Guisado. I don't know how to say that. V-Man, call back. How do you say that? Hold on, let's go to V-Man. V-Man, how do I say this?
He means pollo guisado.
Thank
probably
you.
Forgot to add the extra O for the. And Alan just said that I'm using you for clicks.
I don't find that to be true.
And what are you gonna do? Put him in the hole for that one?
Probably not for that, but he'll say something that will get him there. Don't worry.
All right.
Thanks, V-Man.
No problem.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
I appreciate V-Man's assistance with that one. We should do a show where V-Man just reads all the super chats in Spanish. Chef Kevin says, does this chef run IKEA's kitchen? Oh, baby. Love it. Both of you need to call in one of these days. TH3 Super Chat. Polo, LOL, sorry, that autocorrect. Yep, V-Man was right. Tremendous. B-Mac up next. What's up, B-Mac?
What's going on, Jake? I had to come in due to a day's absence yesterday, but it's good that it's good to me to call in. I just want to I want to call out Alan. I know, but look, Jake, he's making me do this, man. He's keep making me do this. He's made he tried to get Bobby to turn on me. Really? Bobby to turn on me? Alan, that would never happen. All right, because me and Bobby are boys, all right, and we are next door neighbors. All right. I live in Massachusetts and he lives in Vermont. And Massachusetts and Vermont always stick together. So nice try there.
Amen.
So Alan.
Hey, B-Mac, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Bobby? What's going on? Hey.
What part of you? What part of Massachusetts are you in?
I live like right close to the New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that like Lee area? Like
yeah.
There. Yeah, those three. Yeah, where you get off the. Where is that highway you get off of, and then you go through Massachusetts? Yeah. Okay, we got to get together. I'm not that far from there. Yeah, we definitely. And then Alan, I think you should be booted into the hole because what he said to my friend V-Man, he is stupid. Alan is dumb as ass. He should be dumped in the hole.
Screw him.
Because that was a horrible thing. V-Man could come on anytime on my channel. V-Mac, I have my channel. You could come on. And he is disrespectful to my friend V-Man. So Ho, go bring him in the
screw
hole.
him.
Yeah, that was a horrible
He's a terrible
comment.
human being, Bobby. He's a terrible
Wasn't that a
human being.
horrible comment he made?
Terrible.
Jake?
Yeah.
Terrible comment, Bobby.
We know Alan's a bad guy.
Yeah, but you don't put down V-Man. That's the worst thing to do. That's my pal V-Man. I like V-Man. I like B-Mac. Alan, I invited him to my show. He never came.
Yeah, Jake. I just want I'm curious because did Rodgers had a little hiccup today? I think somebody said he went down again today or something like that.
No, he got. Don't worry about that. He had his helmet on. They were working on like his foot, and he went right back to drills. He got like some sort of like treatment thing on. He's fine. There's no injury.
Yeah, he's like a.
All right. Yeah.
Hey.
Well.
All
right, Jake.
Bobby. What?
Love you, man.
No, you stay on. I leave. I just want to ask Jake something.
Yes, Bobby.
Jake, are you gonna be busy later?
Yes. I have plans this evening.
Oh, with your friends to go out to dinner?
That's the plan.
Don't go to that lady's restaurant, or she'll run you over. You know, the worst waitress.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't be going there.
Chicken and parmesan. Get spaghetti and parmesan.
I'll get some chicken parm.
Yeah. I make that. If I meet you, I'll make that for you. I make good chicken parmesan.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Okay, B-Mac, you continue because I've been talking a lot today on
Jake, you gonna give me my my own my own intro theme song too? I mean,
to be honest with you, B-Mac, I don't decide who gets one. That's all Gator.
Gator, hook me up, man. Give me the theme. Theme song, you know what I mean?
All right. B-Mac wants a theme song. It's in Gator's hands. Does Gator do requests? We're going to find out. Dre with a super chat. B-Mac is a beast. Make sure that you tell the haters they could come see me. They have a problem with you. B-Mac is under protection of Dre. I love it. I can't wait for B-Mac's appearance on the Bobby Midnight channel. Ricky says, Jake hitting the fuzzy grape. Not tonight, Ricky. One of these days, Bobby and I will hit the fuzzy grape together. Let's see. Addison says the Bobby Mac show. I could see a show with Bobby and B-Mac going well. I'd tune in for that. Bonesy says Chef Kevin should host the competition at his restaurant like I did. LOL that a bunch of us come to be judges. I love it. We got to go to the Cloverleaf Tavern when Chef Kevin is working for this cook-off. I'm in. Let's see. Captain Jet Sparrow says, nice hat, Jake. Gotta say. Thanks, Captain Jet. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. Let's see what you guys are thinking. TH3 says, what games has Jake decided to do as Maniac meetups? Planned on a meetup in London. Plan on a meetup in Miami. We're doing a group ticket buy for the Texans game, TH3. I also, not ruling out maybe going to another game or two where I will do my best to try and organize some sort of meetup if I go. So be on the lookout for that. Waiting to hear about some details for a meetup in London. So I will announce that when I get it. Andrew Kennedy with a super chat. Yeah. Eggplant parm came first. It was available and grown in gardens across Italy. When Italian immigrants came to America, they started to replace eggplant with chicken as their income raised. I have no idea if this is true, Andrew Kennedy, but you sound like a smart guy, and I believe you. So I'll take your word for it. Tremendous. Alan writes in, Dre is the bodyguard. B-Mac might need to look for a new one in a few weeks. Too soon. Hashtag pray for Dre. Alan, you're a bad guy. You are a bad guy. No other way to say it, folks. Man. Comment here from That's No Ghost. Can V-Man confirm this historical fact? V-Man, can you confirm this a fact about eggplant parm? Or do you only do Puerto Rican history because we dropped the Italian heritage from your bio? Man. G Money says, playing the Bobby song makes me sing all the time. I love it. It's a great song. Very catchy. More calls right now. NY Jets Florida is up next. Hello, NY.
Jake, I have to say Alan may have stepped over the line on that one, but you still read it, so I guess it's okay, I guess. But that's a little strong.
Well, I read it, Jake, but that doesn't mean I don't agree with you.
I gotcha. I say, Jake, get the two chefs down to Miami. Let's have a cook-off in the parking lot before the Miami game. That's the first thing.
We got to wait till December? Why don't we just do it this summer?
Okay. All right, why not? I'm down with that.
You just want us to do it because it's by you. That's why.
Well, why? Yeah, but I mean that's a meetup spot too. So also Gary, the greatest thing about Gary is he used the word weird a lot when really his taste buds are the weird ones. Everyone else's are normal, right? He keeps saying this is weird. The texture's weird. I'm like, dude, your food choices are, out there too. So also shout out to Ricky NY. He said to me, we're supposed to meet up soon I'll offer to take him to lunch. So Ricky, I'll get with you. Happy birthday, old man, even though I got you by a couple of years. Thanks, Jake.
NY.
58.
Call.
Thanks, Jake.
Excellent call, NY. Dano says, Jake, Pittsburgh Mike asked earlier, but it got me curious. Who is your first caller on the Jake Asman show YouTube version? I am 99% sure it was VR. So that, I believe, is the first caller. Or who was the first caller? I think it was VR. Let's see. Seems like people are fighting with Alan in the comments. What else is new? R&R says Alan bum. Tough to argue with that. Gangrene says, I'm behind, but Italians 100% eat fried chicken cutlets. Take your word for it. Walter writes in, chicken parm fact is legit. The inspiration likely came from the Melalanes alla Parmigiana, a southern Italian dish featuring breaded and fried eggplant layered with tomato sauce and cheese. All right. Sounds good to me. Andrew writes in response to Gary, that you can't say gas station pizza is good and then expect credibility on any other food-related take. Yeah, the thing with Gary is, and I think our last caller, NY Jets Florida, nailed it. Gary thinks we're the weird ones. When in fact, Gary's nuts. That's all I want to say. Bernard says, Alan, you're a bad person. I agree. J-Quest writes in, I love NY Jets Florida, but I think his next question is going to ask for your body count. Man. Hawk says Allen is underrated. Hawk, 25 memberships. 25. You've yet to get a single one. 25. Let's go, Hawk. Let's go. We'll see you in 5.
Into the shadow realm you go.
And last in the AFC East, the New York Jets, most overrated 7-win team I've ever seen in NFL history, along with a soon-to-be 40-year-old quarterback. But he was nice to his teammates, I guess.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll wrap up here shortly. I got open phone lines, which is rare. Normally we have so many people on, but right now the phone lines are open. So if you're a first-time caller, now's the chance to get right on. Trying to encourage more and more new people who've been watching the show for years, some of you, to actually call the show. Let's see. Big Fella says, I think Hawk gave 2 memberships. Don't remember. 25. Wrong Verb says, he hits the hole hard. Robbie Sabo. Hey, that's what you want. $20. Hey, Big Fella, how'd it go with the truck today, by the way? Did you end up buying your daughter a truck that you said on the first show that you were going to do? Apparently, Hawk did give 2. All right. Well, I believe my listeners. So, Hawk, you owe 23, not 25. We'll count it. Bernard says, Alan, you're a cancer. Man, maybe Chris Canty didn't actually mean Aaron Rodgers when he made those comments. Maybe he was referring to Allen.
This guy is a cancer that's metastasized throughout the entire building in Florham Park. And I don't know why Jets fans can't see it.
Maybe he was talking about Allen. Dre writes in with a super chat, Gary can only be vindicated if he meant Wawa. I wouldn't even eat Wawa pizza. It's probably better than other gas stations, obviously. Wawa sandwiches are great. FPP says, can we gift for Hawk? No. I don't want your blood money. Corey says, Broncos beat Jets. Zach Wilson gets revenge. Goodbye.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
I mean, clearly bait, but I took it. I took the bait. We still sent him to the hole anyway. Thanks for the candy bar, Corey. Put those $2 to good use. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us is a man who maybe bought a car earlier or a truck. The big fella. Hello, big fella.
Hey, I bought that truck, man. I got it.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a Bronco. My daughter's excited about it. So, yeah, good stuff. Now, about this pizza stuff.
Oh, God.
Anybody from this area, all right, New York, New Jersey, if you even think about buying pizza at a gas station, your card needs to be revoked. You know, you don't belong here anymore. You belong with the crazy people like down south who don't know what the hell pizza is. You know, that's just my take on that. So anyway, I missed the part with Robby. Did he talk about Aaron Rodgers with when they were treating his foot?
No, because it's a non-story. I mean, his helmet never came off. They treated him for something. He could have had a blister for all we know. I'm not going to like he practiced fully. Like he's fine.
I got you. All right. Well, just to let you know, I actually bought the truck near Florham Park in East Hanover.
Oh, what color is it?
It's blue. It's blue. Baby blue. She liked it. So
not white. You don't want to go full OJ?
No, actually, she wanted to do white originally. Well, no, actually, she wanted the blue. We went to the white, and then we went back to the baby blue. So now it's bought. Now she can't say shit. So There you go.
There you go. Father of the year material right there, big fella.
That's it. I'm trying, my man. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. You know, I'm going to catch up on the show in a little bit. Keep up the good work, my friend, and go Jets.
Big fella, appreciate you. From big fella to Johnny boy. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, what up, Jake?
What's up, man?
You know, living the dream, bro. Hey, so I was calling in regard. Did I think you answered it. Never mind. I just answered that shit myself, man. Long day, bro. Hey, I did want to ask you what your rough draft in regards of what Boom is putting on about the offense and defense of all your great call-in people. If you had to go ahead and pick, right, who would you put in as QB, starting safety, DT?
I'm not telling you this now. We're going to do a full reveal later in the week.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, off the top of your dome, or unless you already know.
I already know. Yeah, I had Boomtown's list, and then I have my suggestions of what I would do.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was it. And the other question is, I was trying to see what big fella's socks were, bro.
What color they are?
Yeah, man.
Big fella, tell us what color your socks are. Johnny has a foot fetish.
No Rex Ryan here, bro. Later, dude.
Johnny, appreciate you, man. Love it. ISU writes in, my work has been insane this week, and I literally have missed all the shows. I feel like I'm in a darkness retreat, except I come back and there's still bad food takes going on. Yeah, this has been a Hall of Fame week for bad food takes. Unreal. VR is on the line. He's up next. Hello, VR.
Hey, what's going on, Jake?
What's up, VR?
I wanted to call in.
My God, the Allen shirt's amazing.
So I'm wearing this shirt because I just want to say that I'm a big Allen fan. If you didn't know from before, I am definitely a big Allen fan, and I'm wearing the shirt just to support him in the chat and everyone, lay off his back. He is the hero that we don't want, but we actually need. So that's number one. So have you checked out Bobby's show yet?
I have, yes. I'm going to call in and surprise him one of these days.
It's actually a really, really good show. It's starring some guest spots on there. In fact, one of your callers, Florida, New York Jet, called in today, and we had some great conversations, and Mr. Bonesy and Johnny. So, he's doing a great job, man. And I just wanted to call in to support him and what he's doing. And he definitely talks and doesn't type. So that's one with Bobby, and I want to support him there too. I did have one point about the Jets in regards to the linebacker position. So I think we're still a little bit, kind of weak in linebacker position in terms of backups for the current starters. I mean, I think that's something that we need to still address moving forward. But in any case, that's all I had about that. And then one other thing about Gary's take in regards to Italian food versus Italian American food.
Oh God.
Believe it or not, I kind of get where he's coming from. Like, think about Taco Bell, right? Is Taco Bell really Mexican food? It's not, right? It's like, something that's, kind of fast food and, and Tex-Mex and things of that nature. Like, that's not really Italian food, but I get where he's coming from. The only thing is that, when you say things are weird and you say things have like a consistency value difference, the problem with that is that, that is your taste buds, that is your mouth, and that is your, what you're tasting. That's not everyone else. The consensus is that chicken Parmesan is really good. So whether it's here or whether it's in Italy, sorry, I had to disagree with you, my man. That's what I got.
VR, thank you. Nice shirt. Oh my God. VR is the master of the shirts. He showed up to my Vegas event last year at Circo with a free Jets Forever shirt on. Just incredible. Oh my God. Hawk is back from the shadow realm. He says, I get the 2 subs for the interceptions that were Zach's fault. The other 23 were drops and blown routes, and a couple were Salah's fault just because. Hawk, we'll talk to you tomorrow, bud.
Now look what you've done. Hawk, no more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
See ya, Hawk. All right, couple more calls. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Quest is called in. He's back. He had no service earlier. He now does. Hello, Jay Quest.
Hey, what's up? I got a problem with VR as a Taco Bell take. Right?
What a shirt.
Taco Bell friggin' rules, dude. All right? VR, I lost respect for you, man. I know it's
Taco Bell's amazing. Food. Yeah,
great,
I'm
man.
with you.
3 soft tacos, Crunchwrap Supreme. That's my lineup. Maybe a Thai Pepsi. What are your thoughts on the Jets maybe getting Corey Davis back?
I would sign him today and cut Lazard if it was up to me. I don't know if it's going to happen, though.
What's the cap hit on Lazard?
I think it's like $12 million no matter what.
But what if we get Davis for like $3 million? It's not worth it. I mean, he's
the same. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a sunk cost either way with Lazard. I mean, look, they're not going to do it yet, and they're going to give him part of training camp. But Corey Davis is still out there. If you can get him for the minimum, I would do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to the meetup. Now, let me ask you a question. You mentioned something about what it was for. Are we wearing our jet gear or no?
You can wear whatever you want to it. It's just whatever you want to wear.
Okay. Sounds good. Have a good day.
You can wear that Taco Bell shirt.
No, I'm gonna wear the Knoble shirt if it comes in. We'll see.
Yes, that would be great.
I'll talk to you later.
I love it. Thanks, Jay Quest. Great call. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the line right now is exactly what this show needed. A man who tuned in earlier while he was mowing the lawn. Chiefs fan is up next. Hello, Chiefs fan.
What up? I'm going to Red Lobster this weekend before the one closes down in my area.
Hell yeah.
I might go to 2 of them. There's one like an hour from me and one like 2 hours from me.
How are you getting there?
I just go on a ride with my folks. Like I'm gonna be dropping $200 between the 3 of us because I couldn't do anything for Mother's Day because I had to mow yards that day. So we're gonna make up for Mother's Day and Father's Day.
I love it. So you're going all out at Red Lobster this weekend.
I'm getting the ultimate feast and the best dessert, whatever they have in stock. Probably the apple pie a la mode with the French ice cream. And then my mom is just going to get the basic, and my dad's just going to get the basic. So I'm thinking between us, that's like $100, and I want to make the ladies' day by tipping them at least a lot.
Very nice.
Working there, because if they're closing and they have to find a new job, I'm like, I want to leave a fat tip.
Hey, it makes sense.
Yeah, and the best part is, since I don't have to be around my friends who don't know how to drive because they drive like bats out of hell, I could probably have Long Island iced tea.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many Long Island iced teas would it take for Chiefs fan to be drunk?
I only drink one. I'm a lightweight when it comes to drinking, unless if it's whiskey and vodka. I can drink that because of my German heritage.
Interesting.
Like when it comes to like those fruity and lightweight drinks, like when I first got drunk at age 21, I got drunk on 6 wine coolers. A week later, I drank a bottle of vodka. It didn't affect me that much.
Wow.
Yeah. But they say wine coolers have more wine and alcohol in them, basically.
Yeah.
I love the hat, by the way, man.
Thank you, Chiefs fan.
I'm really hoping you guys have a good season this year. Like, you guys have been tortured since the Sanchez era. The butt fumble summed it all up over the last few years. And then Zach Wilson came around and laid an egg. And then Sam Darnold, 2-14 win season under Sam Darnold. I'm just sitting here. You had to go through that twice. It was Sam Darnold and Zach, I believe. And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, Rodgers, the football gods knew he was going to tear some assholes open. So they held him back for a year.
I hope you're right. I'm expecting a big bounce back year.
And then Davis could easily learn under those two veterans. Like I was telling people, I'm like, the best QB3 might be Davis this year, depending.
You're talking about you mean Travis, Jordan Travis?
Yeah, that's my bad him. Because he's gonna learn from two vets. And Rodgers, even though he doesn't like teaching Jordan Love, I bet he taught Jordan Love a few things.
No, he didn't like them drafting Love, but Love said he was an unbelievable mentor to him.
Yeah. And everyone thought this is going to be Zach Wilson's mentor. I'm like, nah. Give that Florida State guy, and that guy could run. He's got that mentality of Vic and Lamar. That guy can run too.
What are your thoughts on Zach Wilson potentially being a guy who can mow lawns with you as a coworker?
I rather mow lawns with Charles Manson than Zach because I'm like, if he can't throw a proper touchdown or read a proper room, how is he going to know how to read the room when you fuck up on the job?
So you rather mow lawns with a murderer than a former NFL quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how about Charles Gorman?
Because okay, I don't like justifying the murder, but at least they're smarter than what Zach Wilson did. Like Zach Wilson, all those interceptions he's thrown, all those things he did, and then in that final year with him, when he could have won those games, he had some shitty drives. Like I sat there and watched some of your older episodes to last year, and how the breakdowns of all the Jets fans, and I'm like, Tyrod Taylor could probably take this team to 15 wins with the defense compared to Zach Wilson. Well, just saying, if you got a number one defense,
that
only allows like 5 to 10 points a game, I think Tyrod Taylor could take it that far. And the only reason why he's not going to get injured is because you're the team that injured him all the time.
Who would you rather have as your coworker, Charles Manson or O.J. Simpson?
Manson, because Simpson is a bastard.
Charles Manson's not?
Well, they are both, but he killed Charles. I was going to be this way. The South Park skit on Charles Manson made me like him more than the South Park skit on O.J. Simpson. The O.J. Simpson trial, the South Park skit, and then the Charles Manson one where he breaks out of jail and then goes back to jail. Because he finds out the kids in South Park get to go see Mr. Hanky, and he breaks into the mall and takes them in to see Mr. Hanky.
Chiefs fan, I'm not gonna lie, you really brought it this call with some takes today.
I mean, I don't support any murderers. I'm the only murderer like I support was the French Revolution, but they took that shit way too far. Like, if we ever go into a revolution in America, I'm all for it. Because this country's going down. This country's like, you can go out and spend $50,000 on a car and get approved for a car loan, but say your parent has cancer. Well, we need $1 million from you.
That might be your best point you've made, Chiefs fan.
But I'm just like, I'm loving the green in the background. Like today was a good day. Got that bonus in, and like our bosses. Like when we get tipped, our boss will take some of the money to him for the replacements in the cars and whatever we need. And the boss is like, "Oh, we didn't need to replace that much gas. Here's an extra bit of a tip." So on my walk home, I got me some laundry pods and a bunch of those little cinnamon circles.
Sure,
dollar stores. I get sick around this time of the year, summer flu. So I've been sucking on them cinnamon circles all week because it keeps your throat lubricated and the sugar keeps you going, and it's fucking cinnamon. Who doesn't like cinnamon?
Well said. Chiefs fan, thank you for the time. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Chiefs fan. What a call. A channel membership has been gifted by VR. VR, paying it forward for the people. Let's see who got this membership. Ray Mirabal. You are now an Asmaniac, courtesy of one man. VR. Boom. All right, more calls right now. I can't remember if this guy, I think he called it. Dre, didn't you call in already today, or that was the first show?
No, that was the first show. That wasn't this show.
Okay, well there we go.
Okay. Yeah, I normally call from the office, but now I'm outside the office. It's right there. I was like, before I start driving away, let me chime in here. I had to defend, at least we need to know if Gary was talking about Wawa or not, because Wawa isn't gas station food. Wawa is fine dining that happens to have a place where you could go outside and get gas for your car as well. And everybody in Florida, when Wawa came to Florida, people in New Jersey, they're going to know Wawa. I don't know. Do you have Wawa in Long Island?
There is no Wawa on Long Island, no.
There is okay. So,
There
but
isn't.
yeah, the Wawa, every Wawa I've been to in Jersey or in Florida, the sandwiches are phenomenal. Like, they're amazing. But, I mean, it's literal gourmet food. Like,
Yeah, no, sandwiches from Wawa is a known thing. It's legit. We're talking about pizza, though, which is still bad.
Yeah, I don't think they actually offer pizza. Only because it's Wawa, I would try it. But other than that, no. That's just no. I would rather buy frozen pizza from the grocery store than do that. And I wouldn't want to do that either. But if I had to eat pizza that was not from a pizzeria, and like I had to commit to do this to save my children, I'm down for that. I will go and buy like Stouffer's Pizza or Freshetta or, Tombstone, one of those brands, and just heat it up in the oven. Other than that, gas station food should not be tolerated.
Who would you rather have as your coworker, Charles Manson or O.J. Simpson?
Because of football, I'd probably lean towards OJ. I mean, OJ wasn't a mass murderer, and Charles Manson just, he got that wild look in his eye. I remember seeing Helter Skelter as a movie, and when I saw that as a kid, it freaked me out. All right, brother. So I got one. This is a Dallas Cowboys fan. He works with me, but he's always keeping me up to date with all of the Jets takes. All right, bro. Helter Skelter like traumatized me as a child because I was like, oh, this is a scary movie. And then my mother was like, no, this actually happened, and starts talking about how scary it was that time. It was all before I was born. So I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't think I could ever sign off on anything Charles Manson related. That would
VR's got a message for you, Dre. He super chatted it on the screen.
I love you, VR. You're my guy. What did he say here? Hold on. I gotta blow it up.
He says, Dre, love you, bro. Glad you're on the mend.
VR is the best. I'm gonna tell you right now. VR and I tried to link up when the only time I was in Florida, I think it was the last year. I had to go for a friend of mine had passed, and so I came down to pay my respects. And I had some extra free time because I had done the flight incorrectly. And VR was in Orlando at the same time. We just failed to meet up. The next time I go to Florida, though, I'm definitely linking up with him. Definitely going to be coming down. I'm definitely looking at that Miami trip. If you're going, we're going. That's the way I look at it. But Johnny's coming to the Patriots game, or is he coming to the Texans game?
He said the Patriots game though. Week 3, home opener.
All right, bet. So I'm gonna go book my tickets for that tonight, and I might have to get with you. I might hit you on the Discord because I need to know where the Texans one is. I definitely want to make sure my information's in there. But yeah, man, leave B-Mac alone. I don't know why everybody's hating on B-Mac. And Allen, I got some words for him. I'm gonna mess with him. I'm gonna treat Allen like he's like part of my rehab. So when I rough him up, verbally and physically, it's just part of my rehab to get my to have my heart rate high and everything back to normal. So Allen's gonna be helping me out by getting my rehab in.
Dre, excellent call out of you. Love it. Sco super chatted. Dre, glad you're doing better. Love that. We are glad Dre is, in fact, doing a lot better. Mike D's nuts with a super chat. I can super chat, but Google won't let me gift. I'm afraid of Chiefs fan, and I'm in the Discord right now. Welcome Mike D's nuts to our private Discord channel. He signed up for the Patreon yesterday, so now he's in the Discord, which is great, with other members of our community. And Google won't let you gift. They're trying to stop Mike D's nuts from gifting to the people. How could Google be so obtuse? Man, I don't know. Are you on your phone or computer, Mike? I'm not sure how it works. One last call before we wrap what has been a 2-hour show. Time flies when you're having fun. Southern Jet is up next. What's up, Rich?
Hey, good afternoon. I was going to talk about something, but my God, the last several calls has given me, I got my Jay Leno cheat sheet here. I mean, first of all, VR, he loves Allen. I mean, first of all, I love VR, but he loves Allen and loves Gary. So I think we've officially VR is the Mother Teresa of the Jake Asman show. For choosing those people, and Chiefs fan, I want to tip my hat to him. I mean, this guy. The more I see this guy, the more I realize how honest he is. Just brutally honest in his takes. He's a hard as ass worker. You got to tip your hat to that. And then he started getting into politics, and I was thinking, gee, I looked at my TV guide and I see at 8:00 tonight it's Chiefs fan and V-Man on C-SPAN for an hour to talk politics. Because you've got everything on your show. And I love the sodomite bit. I saw that while it was on. The only little twinkle I'd put at the end is having Gator wink his eye at the guy in the cell. And Gary, I guess I missed something last week. Is this fast food thing? That's what it is? Restaurant food or something?
Yeah, he had so many bad takes on food last week. It's tough to keep track.
Yeah, well, maybe it's because his hair's too tight. I mean, the gaps between his hair. He looks like Jeffrey Roy. It looks like he's bald and he took a magic marker and drew lines. The gaps are so freaking wide between that thing. So maybe he's off a kilter. But the thing I wanted to talk about, I sent you a Twitter map of the new kickoff rule, and I think that's why you're seeing these signings, because when you look at it, like even Cohen, he's like perfect along with the power. It's going to be power, but Cohen's only 5'6" and a half, but he's 200 pounds, and the map I sent you was to show why I think I'm agreeing with Belichick, why I think the big backs with power are going to be more important than the flea guys from the past. They're literally, I have it on my phone. They're literally, well, you've seen it, the map. You can't touch the ball. The opponents are lined up on the 30 and the 40, and that's in the kicking end. So nobody's on the other end of the field, and you can't move until one of the receivers touches the ball. So we're talking about a guy catching the ball, say, at the 10-yard line, and the opponents are at the 35, 40. And so that's Belichick's thought is you're going to have bigger guys on the line, and you're going to have bigger guys running back. And I let the two backs we drafted are big power backs. And Cohen, not only has he got some strength, but he's going to be so small. If Belichick's right and they go to the bigger guys on the line blocking, some of those little guys who've got power can just sneak behind the line and burst through. But I think you're not going to see the speedsters if they don't have strength behind them. You know what I mean? Like the guys we've had a few in the past that I forget the guy's name we had that was speedster, was great on kickoffs, but once you touched him, he was down, and so I think, this is, I'd love to see you do like 20 minutes with one of your experts one day with that graph and just spell out how their thoughts and your thoughts are on the different, because I think it's really a fascinating subject on who's going to make the roster and not because of the changes.
Well, that's why they signed Cohen, though. You heard Salah say they expect 100 kickoff returns. So there's going to be a real competition there. So, yeah, I mean.
Yeah. And I even mean on the guys lining up to go block the kick and to go cover the kick. They're going to be bigger. In the past, it's always been fast guys, like, on the outside to get down. You don't need to get down anywhere anymore. You're only 15, 20 yards away.
No, there's more of an importance on just good blockers than like speed and blockers now, because it's, for those who don't know what Rich is referring to, Google or YouTube XFL kickoff, and you can see the play. Like, there's no more running start. Everyone there's the receiver back to catch the kickoff return, and the offense and defense lined up, and they cannot go and block one another until contact is made with the ball and the kickoff returner, and that's when the play starts. So it's less about speed, more about blocking.
And they're all at the kicking end of the field now. The offense, the receiving team lines up at the 30, and the defending team lines up 10 yards away at the 40. I mean, they are so close to the kicker that they're trying to cut down on concussions because there's no speed's going to be built up, and that's why Belichick, it's going to be predicated on power. So it's a fascinating subject. You might see an extra guard who's got some quickness make the team as a special teams guy. I mean, it's a fascinating subject that I don't hear a lot of people talking about.
I think it will pick up, Rich, this summer when we actually see it in preseason games. Like, no one's really seen it. I don't know how many people are watching XFL football. I wouldn't have been watching XFL football if I didn't live in a city where there was an XFL team and we had the radio rights to the Roughnecks when I was in Houston. So I actually followed it probably more than most. VR gifted a channel membership again. Rich called him Mother Teresa. Well, he's gifted another membership here to live up to that name. Jets fan for life received a channel membership from our guy VR. 4 new members have been added today. What a show. 2 hours and 11 minutes and counting. We went live for an hour and 40 minutes earlier today. It's May 29th. Where else are you getting this much Jets talk? Nowhere. It doesn't exist. That's because of you guys who tune in every day, support the show, support the sponsors, make it all possible to do this full time. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. We got a big one tomorrow. I've been teasing it. I can't tease it enough. One of my dear friends, someone who I watched Jets Giants with in person. Man, the legend himself, Joe Beningo, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Here it is. Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor. Woo.
Yeah. Joe B joining us tomorrow, 10 a.m. Be on the lookout for that. Before we leave, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone for their incredible support. Once again, my name is Jake Asman. This has been The Jake Asman Show. I'll talk to you guys soon. JETS, Jets.
Hello, Jake. I just had dinner. I had a couple of servings of chicken soup, my mother's homemade chicken soup.
Hey, Charles, I need some of that chicken soup.
It was delicious.
I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I know it's delicious. I need some of it.
I love to eat, so what can I say?
Send it this way, Charles.
The only thing that can make this night better is some Charles Gorman Mother's Chicken Soup. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Charles, I need some more of that chicken soup.
It's Lenten season for us Christians/Catholics, so.
I need some of it, Charles.
And I'm sorry I didn't have any chicken soup today.
You sitting up there eating enchiladas.
I had a calzone for dinner.
I need it, Charles.
It was delicious.
Where is the recipes, Charles?
Anyways,
I need some of your mama's chicken soup.
I love to eat, so what can I say?
Yes.
I love this show, man. We got the best callers.